Hello, collective. Welcome to the Moon Report. My name is Marlene, and I am excited to share space with you as always and bring you the Moon Report with all the juicy details, energy, astrological aspects that you can use in your life to manifest joy, to manifest your dreams. And, it doesn't escape me that a lot of us everywhere are going through a lot right now. And I do want to acknowledge that not only personally, but collectively, we are in tons of difficult energy and tons of, um, hard times and grief. Um, so I'm delivering this report today with so much compassion and with so much acknowledgement as to that everybody's situation is completely different. And I thought it would be fun to break down the chart with you as I would do it when I am kind of preparing to deliver these reports to you. And if you're joining us here on Zoom, I'm so grateful that you're here. Thank you for your support. And I probably will be asking you to share in the chat a few things as we go through this chart, just to make this fun and see other people's perspective. Because when we do astrology and when we use esoteric tools like this, a lot of this is based on your interpretation, your intuition, and the beauty and magic that you bring to your own chart, to your own living chart. And what the planets mean to you, how they move for you within the signs. And, if you're a beginner here, I know it's a lot to take in, and you may be like, what the hell is she talking about? But, if you continue to come and you're in the collective and you continue to support these moon reports, you're going to remember these symbols. You're going to remember these energies. Something will stay with you and you will take away from it every single time what you're ready for and what you need. So trust in this space, in this community, and in the messages and insights that are being delivered personally to you. And I'm just here to offer my perspective and guide you through, what I've learned along the way. So, with that being said, let's get started and look at this chart. This is what the sky looked like when this full moon was exact. And it was exact on June 11th. That was today, and it was in the wee hours of the morning of 3:44 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And here we have the sun and the moon opposing each other, the sun in Gemini and the moon in Sagittarius. And this opposition is what creates a full moon. This reflection from the sun is what fully illuminates the moon during this aspect. And it is happening in Sagittarius, which is the sign of learning and the sign of adventure and the sign of moving um, through the world with curiosity and searching and constantly seeking for knowledge and truth. And within Sagittarius, the moon is fully bright at this time, and it is showing us where we can invite things like more adventure, more curiosity, more knowledge. And during these times, it could be difficult to access this kind of, wandering. But Sagittarius is showing us where we can invite these energies for ourselves and for those around us, and how that impacts the greater vision that you have and where it is you're going on your quest. So, with Sagittarius, we're constantly seeking. And this full moon is about seeking within yourself what it is that you see for yourself. We have very important and significant aspects that are happening at the same time as this full moon. And the one I want to talk about first is Jupiter in Cancer. Jupiter moved into Cancer. It's at 0 degrees during the time of this full moon. And it moved into moved into Cancer on the 9th, so Monday. And this is a most auspicious transit. And this is a lucky, lucky time of the year because Jupiter is in its exaltation when it is in Cancer, and it is in its joyous, most expansive form. And it's teaching us about all things Cancer, which are nurturing and mothering, and bringing this kind of energy into wherever Jupiter and Cancer lands in your chart. And collectively we're seeing that Jupiter is here um, in conjunction with Mercury in Cancer. So for those of you that are joining me here during the report on Zoom, when I speak about Jupiter, right? What are and Mercury? What are, you know, two words that describe what Jupiter means to you, or what Mercury means to you, or what these two planets could be communicating when they're close to each other here, everybody. And they're less, within 5 degrees of each other. See how Jupiter's on 0 degrees of Cancer and Mercury's on 4 degrees of Cancer. This means that these two planets are communicating. These two planets are having a conversation, and in this case, it's a favorable one. So we have things in the chart like expansion, expansive communication, louder voices. Oh, I love louder voices because I do really feel that within my heart right now. And it is very alive within me. And we hear, yes, expansion in the chat. And it is really about that expansion of, you know, the subconscious, the masses. Cancer is ruled by the moon, and the moon rules the masses. And we are seeing the mobilization of the masses, at least here in the United States at this time. And, Sagittarius rules belief systems, faiths, religions, um, philosophy. And we are seeing that very alive in our communities right now, where we are really struggling in embracing our differences and really, really resisting each other's truth. We're struggling and working together and collaborating with others that are different than us. So, in the astrology, we're seeing that Jupiter coming into Cancer is inviting us to really go deep, deep into your subconscious and begin to gently and softly and very, very, in a very nurturing way, begin to access your subconscious thoughts and your beliefs, because it's important for you to know where you are, where you are moving at the speed of presence. And, it's not for anybody else than for you personally to go on this quest and seek your truth at this time. Another really important aspect that's happening and will be happening, I believe it's for the next 18 months, this conjunction between Saturn and Neptune. And for those of you that are here live with me, when I say those two planets coming into conversation, you know, being what you know of Saturn and being what you know of Neptune, what two words or what phrases come up for you in seeing these two planets converse? And again, this conjunction, which means that they're within 5 degrees of each other, we see here that Saturn is in the first degree of the 11th house in Aries, and Neptune is in the second degree. Wait, no, I'm sorry, excuse me. It's Saturn is in the first degree of the 12th house, and Neptune is in the second degree of the 12th house in Aries. And these two planets in Aries just recently arrived. As you can see, they're at the very first degrees of this aspect, and it increases their intensity. And as they come together, they converse about, you know, things like, sorry about that, guys. They converse about things that these planets represent. So I can't find the chat now. Oh, here it is. Okay, so in the chat, conflict, structure versus dreams. Yeah, it could create conflict. And remember that, like the signs, each planet and the energy that it represents has, um, a light and a dark side. And it could create that conflict within, can can you bring order and structure, Saturn, to your dreams, your aspirations? Can you see past your delusions, Neptune, which also rules dreams and aspirations and spirituality and inspiration? And these two planets coming together can definitely, like it said in the chat, create conflict because their energies are so different. Saturn here is, the father of time, brings order, structures, keeps time. Where Neptune here is boundless and seamless, it's vast and mysterious. But it is earth and water coming together and creating that really nice balance that, if used correctly, could really build a lot of things and could help you bring order and form into things that you've been trying to put together for a very long time, things that you've been dreaming of for a very long time. So, there's a perspective offered in the chat like a river, earth, bank, and bottom. Yeah, water, river, exactly. And there's that groundedness in water, especially in deep ocean, where, you know, there's a holding there, there's a support there, there's a foundation. Although fluid, you know, definitely strong. So that's how these two energies, and this is a conversation that if you continue to come to these reports, we're going to continue to have, because this is an aspect, like I mentioned, that is going to, you know, be around for a little bit. And we are going to be seeing past any areas where we've been lying to ourselves, any aspects of where we've been telling ourselves a story that is based on illusion or delusion. And we're going to also see that in the macro level, where things that were hidden are going to come to light, because it's just, the center is not going to hold. And it's an interesting time to be part of this astrology. And that's why I started this report, acknowledging the conflict and chaos that is going on right now, because a lot of this astrology that's being offered to us at this time is very favorable, that if used correctly, could be very expansive and could set you on a course that you never thought that you were going to be on, or maybe that you never thought that you were capable of. So it's really time to harness um, what's really important to you right now. Where do you want to grow and evolve and see change? Where do you no longer want to tell yourself an old story or a narrative that is no longer relevant or it's outdated? And how can you change that story? And this full moon is ready to help you release anything that gets in the way of your truth or in your quest for that truth. And when I say that, it sounds super exciting, and it really is. It's great news. However, sometimes it looks like something painful that has to be removed from your life so that you can continue on that quest. So just be mindful of that. And when you see that outside of you, and you see it out in the world scope, remember, that not everything is as it seems, and that things that need to be removed sometimes need to dissolve right in front of our faces so that we can move forward into something more promising, more hopeful, more loving, more compassionate, and more graceful, more inclusive. So stay heart centered, because where we're going, collective, um, it's important to walk with your heart first and to be heart centered in everything you do, because that's what's going to make the difference. And that's what's going to create impact where we're going. Only us humans can generate enough power in our hearts to really, really create change. So carry that with you in this full moon. And I'm sending you so much love and a big embrace. Don't be afraid to let go of things. And ceremonies and rituals, if you're feeling in the space to do it, if you're feeling in your power to do it without anger, without too much, emotion, check in with yourself. And maybe what you do need to release if you're feeling anger or too much emotion is exactly that. And you use your release ceremony to work on those things, right? And of course, if you need me, you know where to reach me. I'm at marlenemenendez.com, in the Get in Touch section in my website, or you can find me at the Modern Mystique on Instagram. I will see you next time. Ciao for now.